Cards Chat, how are you? Jeff Gross here. Wanted to segue from the last video talking about final tables and just perspective in general in poker and talk about dealing with disappointment. Now, this is something similar to being positive, which is very important. It's also important to deal with disappointment and to understand that sometimes something, it's not about what happens, how you react to what happens. This is a subject that I really think is important. I want to talk about, and some of you maybe during your WSOP or during a lot of action playing for an extended period of time, maybe downswings happen, going through negative variance, and just in general, if maybe you're not playing well, maybe you're not running well, maybe it's a little of everything. To deal with disappointment is super important. Take a breath, take a step back, meditate, whatever it might be for you, relax, get a good night's sleep, go out, spend some time with loved ones. It's important, right? This is a very important thing to be able to deal with disappointment because it does happen. I'm going to give you an example myself at this WSOP. So the 1500 shootout, the only shootout this WSOP, wish they had more because it's fun. Also, my best WSOP score was in 2011, finishing second overall, winning my first flight, my second, finishing second, dramatic, heartbreaking fashion. But the point being, the shootout happened. I played a guy heads up after like a 2-1 deficit to start. Maybe even, it was almost 3-1. I took a 2-1 lead. I had him all in, pair to overcards to win it. Then I had him all in, top pair open-ended versus bottom two pair to win it. Didn't win either of those, and then he ultimately took it down, and guy played well, but it was super disappointing. I then, in my very next tournament, got in the 3K 6 max. Brian Rass won. Shout out to Brian Rass. We did start a podcast called Big Free. It's on YouTube and all the audio outlets, so please check that out as well. But Brian Rass takes first. I take first out of the money. 150 cash, 997 runners to get 151. You know how hard that is to do? It's really hard if you try. If you went all in pre and tried to do it, you almost couldn't do it. But I did it, and I had aces, and I lost a 3-6 suited to the eventual runner-up. Max Payne, Stone Bubble, like a 4.5-hour heads-up match after back and forth having to win. It's really emotional. You win your shootout, you're at this next table to play to go to the final table. You don't get the cash. I did break even because the last longer we split. But anyway, the point is, super disappointing days. Heads up bubble, then a bubble, and the shootout then in the 3K 6 max. I'm really I was at my wit's end. I was just not happy. It was super emotional. I had really had cash like the flip and go. I think maybe the 5K 6 max, all I had cash yet. But then I came back, 10K 6 max, deep run cash. Come back, 10K Omaha high low, final table 5th place. PLO bounty, 800 something runners. I think it was 860, 7th place. And I just locked in because you know what? You can look at that and say, oh, I'm so unlucky. Oh, how could this happen? And just let it mentally just derail you. Or you can lock in, say, you know what? I'm playing well. I'm going to take those experiences. I'm going to take that feeling, that disappointment, that oh, that's so unfair. And just ball it up, that energy. And come in, come refresh, come focus. Because guess what? When you go to your next table, do you think anyone cares that you bubbled or got unlucky? Or do you think your wife or your partner or your whoever, your friends, or they don't care. It doesn't do you any good to complain and give bad beats and energy. You need to get in there, get back on the horse, play your best, and get the results. Because I find some of the biggest disappointment and heartbreak I've ever had in life, in poker, whatever, usually spurs me. In the moment, it hurts, it sucks. Sure, I'm not happy about it. But I then find ways to just kind of dial in, hunker in, play my best, do my best, and just take that feeling and don't want to feel it again. And however you want to call it. But that's sort of my lesson to you is about dealing with disappointment. That's my lesson to you, is to take that energy, take that focus, and go for it. Just do your best, take it in. Take that feeling, remember that feeling, and use it for your advantage in the future. And I'm not saying there's no guarantees, but you can harness that power. You can be that positive light inside of you, and you can take disappointment and use it to your advantage. And again, did I get the bracelet? Didn't get the quite dream, but I've had some good final tables. I'm feeling good, feeling fresh, and I definitely have had some highs and lows this WSOP. But I hope you're enjoying the journey. If you see me at the Rio, if you see me anywhere in Vegas or anywhere at all, you ever come up and say hi, I would love to introduce yourself. Tell me you're from Cards Chat, and we'd love to chat with you and hear about your poker journey and story. And really, really enjoying all the comments in the forums. I have been a bit behind. I can't lie. It's been a bit of a hiatus I've been from responding to some of the comments, but I do try to get to all of them. I do read the forums, and I have responded to the majority, and I try to get to you guys. I really do love that questions, the energy, and trying to get better myself. As long as you're trying to get better, I'm trying to get better. That's what it's all about. That's part of the process. So appreciate you guys. Hope to see you soon, and I hope to have a bracelet by the end of this WSOP. Still some time left.